One of the big challenges for my format, and you'll often hear me lament this, is that I just don't have enough time to drill down into some of the more complex games. RPGs and strategy games in particular tend to get the short end of the stick. Making a video a day means I have to push on. Sometimes that isn't that big of a deal. A generic copy of Dragon Quest is likely to remain a generic copy of Dragon Quest the whole way through. And I read the documentation in advance and follow guides, so I'm not spinning my wheels during my precious recording time. Well, for Dark Lord I didn't really have either. And unfortunately, this is a fairly complex game. If you just try to charge into it, you're gonna be lost. The plot of Dark Lord is that there's a Dark Lord who is going to be resurrected. The kingdom puts out a call for heroes, and your group answers it. The first thing you have to do when you start playing is create a pack of characters. The maximum you can have in your party is 3, but you can have 3 additional backups. After picking a name, you choose character, class, and gender. There's only 2 character classes, Warrior and Wizard, and as far as I can tell, it doesn't matter if you choose male or female here. And then you're assigned some random stats. They're adjusted based on your chosen profession, and as a starting character, you're going to see them range from about 3 to 10. You'll also have a few additional points to assign to stats. Strength and defense are obvious, and intelligence is the stat that governs magical ability. Agility is how fast you are in combat, so where you fall in the turn order, while dexterity determines your chance to hit and how well you deal with traps. Divinity covers luck and charisma. Once you've created enough characters and built a party, then it's off to town. And the town in Dark Lord is handled as a menu. Just select where you want to go from a list and you're there. The first 3 options are the most vital for your quest. There's the castle, where you can meet the king and get leveled up. The temple, which is your primary source of healing and where you get spells. And the Adventurers Guild, where you get quests and can take on other side jobs. The side jobs are the most important thing to know about before you start playing. If you were to just buy equipment and head off on the first quest immediately, you're gonna get trashed. You can't buy decent equipment to help you defeat enemies fast or protect you from their attacks, and your stats aren't high enough that you'll be effective. And that's where the side jobs come in. There's a whole pack of side jobs available, and you're only offered ones that you're qualified for based on your stats. After you've taken a job, you can then choose to pass time, and this is something that you can only do when you're not on an active quest. You'll pass time for a month, and then your stats will change depending on the job. You'll get paid that month's salary, and you can continue on for another month. Stats can go up or down, and every job has a set of stats that they can affect. Some jobs also let you pick up skills. Like if you're a hunter, you can get a skill that will improve your ability with ranged weapons. Your characters will age, but they're 17 when they start out, but spending a year or 2 at the outset building up their stats, skills, and cash will have a huge payoff once you're ready to start doing quests. The other major locations in town are the shops and the inn, which is where you go to save your game. There's roughly a dozen quests in Dark Lord, and that's where you go to get experience in order to level up. But it's kind of paltry experience. You need 800 experience to reach level 2. Completing the first quest gives you 740, so that sounds pretty good, except the enemies in that quest give you 1 experience each, and can kill any starting character in 2 shots. So completing that first quest isn't going to get you to level 2. The quests are essentially dungeons that you automatically go to when you start the quest. You can go right back out the way that you came in, and that returns you to town, but it doesn't end the quest. That's something you'll do when you need healing, want to save, or to buy items. As you explore the dungeon, you hit A to interact with things, and Start brings up a party menu. This is where you go to use items from your inventory, change your equipment, cast spells out of combat, or check your status. As you explore the dungeons, you'll encounter monsters. You can see these wandering around on the map before you fight. Combat is turn-based, and everyone gets 1 turn per round. The order is determined by your agility. You can walk around and then hit the A button when you're ready to attack. If you don't want to attack, you can hit the B button, and that'll bring up a menu with 1-letter options. They stand for defend, item, and spell. One thing you're going to notice about spells is I don't have any, and the reason for that is wizards don't start with magic. You have to level up, and then you can go get magic from the temple. Doing the side jobs is slow, but you do get some experience, and you're definitely going to want to at least have some magic available to you before you start doing quests. There's also some side quests hidden in town. Talk to the right person, and you could get another job. In Japan, Dark Lord has a bit of a cult following for its unique take on the RPG genre, though even those fans comment on the enormous wall that a new player is going to encounter. Of the video walkthroughs I found on YouTube, there were 2 kinds. One that added a high-level character to their starting characters to get them over the initial hump, or the other where they play out the first hour and a half of the game on fast forward, repeating their jobs over and over again. I gotta say, I found Dark Lord to be a bit intriguing. It's a weird system where you have to build up your characters for a while before you even really get into the game. The dungeon exploration seems to be pretty smooth, although I couldn't really get into it. This is a distinctive game, it just has a pretty big hurdle to cross before you get to the interesting parts.